All right, my people, let's talk about this headline that's been shaking the country lately. NNAMDI KANU. We have two laws in Nigeria, one for the Igbos and others for Nigerians. A statement from Honorable Obi Aguocha. This one has really caused the reactions everywhere, from social media to radio shows, even family WhatsApp groups. Because what he said touches something deep: justice, fairness, and how Nigerians feel about the system that's supposed to treat everyone equally. Now, Honorable Aguocha didn't just wake up one morning to say this. He said it because of what's been happening around the case of NNAMDI KANU, the leader of ipob, the indigenous people of Biafra. Everyone knows how long this matter has been going on. From the first time KANU was arrested, to when he was granted bail, to when he was re-arrested again. And now the back and forth in court. It's been years of legal battles, arguments, and tension. And recently, the court refused to dismiss the charges against him. That means the trial continues. But Aguocha is saying, if this were another person from a different region, maybe things would have moved differently. He's asking, why does it feel like when it comes to the Igbos, the law behaves one way, and when it's others, it behaves another way? Before I continue, please take a second. If you're watching this right now and you love honest and clear political gists like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next one. Alright, let's go on. Now let's break down what Aguocha really means by two laws. He's not saying we literally have two constitutions. He's saying that the same Nigerian law seems to be applied differently depending on who's involved. For example, when politicians from certain regions are accused of corruption or misconduct, some cases disappear quietly. But when it comes to people from the southeast, especially if they are connected to ipob or Biafra, the process becomes extremely tough and long. He's saying that's unfair. And he's not the only one who feels that way. Many people in the southeast believe they are being treated more harshly by the system. They point to issues like extra security checkpoints in their states, military operations that seem heavier there, and long detentions without a trial. But others disagree. Some Nigerians say this is not about ethnicity at all, that it's about the kind of crime or charge involved. They say ipob is seen as a security issue, and anything linked to secession naturally attracts stronger government response. They also remind us that the law must apply to everyone equally, and that anyone who challenges the unity of the country must face the consequences. Still, Aguocha's statement hit a nerve, because even those who don't support ipob are asking, is there some truth in what he said? Does the justice system really treat everyone equally, or are there hidden biases that nobody wants to admit? By the way, if you're just joining this gist, kindly hit that like button right now and subscribe to stay updated with real, balanced news from Nigeria. We drop stories like this daily, and your support keeps the gist going. Now, let's remember that the Igbo people have always had a sensitive history with Nigeria's political structure. From the Biafran War in the late 1960s to the struggles for inclusion in national politics today, the feeling of being sidelined hasn't really disappeared. That's why statements like Aguocha's quickly gain attention, because they reopen old wounds and make people think about how far Nigeria has come in terms of unity and fairness. When he said there are two laws, it wasn't just a political soundbite. It was a message to the entire country. He was basically saying, if Nigeria truly wants to be one, then justice must be one too. The law cannot favor one group and frustrate another. Now, one thing that made this even more interesting is the timing. His statement came just after renewed calls for NNAMDI KANU's release. Many Igbo leaders and organizations have been appealing to the federal government, asking for a political solution, not a legal one. They believe that continuing to hold KANU will only make things worse, especially when the Southeast is still trying to recover from insecurity and division. Some people argue that if the government can grant amnesty or pardon to former militants and bandits in other regions, then KANU's case should not be treated differently. That's exactly what Aguocha meant by two laws. He's saying, If forgiveness and negotiation can happen for some, why not for all? But on the other hand, some Nigerians are saying, look, you can't compare secession cases with other crimes. They believe the government must stand firm so that Nigeria doesn't break apart. That's the dilemma. Balancing justice, peace, and national unity. Now think about it. If this issue continues without resolution, it could affect more than just politics. It affects trust. When people begin to feel that the law doesn't protect them equally, they lose confidence in the system. And once that happens, unity becomes just a word, not a reality. Please, if you're still watching this gist and you're enjoying it, kindly smash that like button right now. It helps YouTube show this to more Nigerians who love deep, real discussions like this. And don't forget to subscribe. We're going to break down what this means for the 2025 political landscape in just a bit. Now, let's talk about reactions. Since Aguocha made that statement, several prominent Nigerians have reacted. Some Southeast youth groups praised him, saying he's a voice of truth and courage. They said he spoke what many leaders are afraid to say publicly, but others accused him of fanning division, saying such statements could increase ethnic tension. Meanwhile, across social media, people have been arguing non-stop. On X, formerly Twitter, hashtags like Justice for Kanu, Two Laws in Nigeria, and Aguocha were trending for hours. Some users posted side-by-side examples of court cases involving different ethnic groups to show how punishment varies. Others said it's time for Nigeria to face its ethnic inequalities honestly instead of pretending they don't exist. And here's something emotional about all this. People are not just angry, they're heartbroken. Because deep down, everyone wants to believe they belong in one united Nigeria. But when one group feels targeted or ignored, that dream starts fading. Now, one thing that many people haven't noticed is how this statement by Honored Aguocha could shift political conversations ahead of the next elections. Because let's be honest, when a federal lawmaker openly says Nigeria operates two laws, it's not just about NNAMDI KANU anymore. It's a political statement that could affect how the Southeast relates with the rest of the country, especially when it comes to trust in leadership. You see, a lot of Igbos already feel that their region doesn't get fair representation in top national appointments. They talk about how few key positions come to the Southeast, whether it's in the military, the cabinet, or major federal agencies. And now when you add the issue of justice and detention, it feels to many like confirmation of what they've been saying for years, that Nigeria still hasn't healed from the wounds of the Civil War. Honored Aguocha's words carry weight because he's speaking as part of the system, not an outsider. He's in the National Assembly. That means his statement comes from inside the structure of government. So when he says we have two laws, it's like someone from the inside telling Nigerians that fairness is broken. That's powerful. Now, some people believe Aguocha's boldness could make him a target politically, because in Nigeria, saying uncomfortable truths can easily make you unpopular in the corridors of power. But on the flip side, this could make him a hero among his people, especially among young people in the Southeast who are tired of feeling voiceless. Let me pause and remind you, if you're enjoying this breakdown, please like this video right now and subscribe to the channel. We bring you these deep Nigerian gists every day, and your support keeps the show going strong. Now back to the gist. When you look at NNAMDI KANU's situation, one question keeps coming up. Is there really no other way to resolve this issue peacefully? Because keeping him in the detention has not stopped agitation in the Southeast. It's not silencing people. In fact, some say it's even making him more popular. Several Igbo traditional leaders, religious figures, and politicians have appealed to the federal government, saying that a political solution would calm tensions and promote peace. But the government has maintained its position that Kanu must face trial and that his case is purely legal, not political. But that's exactly what Aguocha is challenging. He's saying, if we can grant pardons and reintegration programs to armed groups in other regions, why is Kanu's case different? Why is negotiation possible for others, but not for the Southeast? He believes this is where the double standard lies. And truly, this issue has become a mirror showing how Nigerians see one another. Because when one region feels targeted, it affects national unity. Every part of Nigeria has its own pain. The North has battled insecurity. The South has cried over oil exploitation. The Southwest complains about inequality in appointments. But when the law itself appears unequal, it strikes at the core of justice. Many Nigerians outside the Southeast may not even realize how emotional this matter is for the people there. For many Igbos, it's not just about Kanu anymore. It's about dignity. It's about feeling that their voices matter and that the region is not treated like an outsider in its own country. And when a lawmaker like Aguocha speaks that truth aloud, it rekindles hope among the people that someone finally understands their pain. You could see the reactions online. People saying things like, "At last, someone has said what we all know." Still, this conversation is sensitive because Nigeria is a country built on diversity. We have over 250 ethnic groups, and the last thing anyone wants is for ethnic tension to rise again. That's why leaders from all regions need to be careful to balance truce with peace. But sometimes, as many people say, you can't heal what you refuse to acknowledge. So this conversation might be difficult, but it's necessary. If Nigeria wants to truly progress, then equality before the law cannot just be written in the Constitution. It must be practiced in real life. And for those watching, please don't just be observers. Be part of this discussion. Do you believe Aguocha is right? Do you think Nigeria has two laws, one for the Igbos and one for others? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. But before you do that, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. It helps more people see this important gist and keeps the conversation alive. Now let's move to another interesting angle. How this entire matter affects the youth. Because whether we like it or not, young Nigerians are watching how the country treats this case. And it's shaping how they view justice, leadership, and unity.